the children of Zainab bint Ali ibn Abi Talib. In others they don't, which is why I think it's important to mention them as much as we can. She had two boys, Awn and Muhammad. There's a reason why we don't know much about them. And we don't know much about how they were killed and what they did. There's hardly anything to be found in ancient collections of the narrative of Karbala, what we call the Maqatil. Do you know why that is? Because Zainab alayhi salam never spoke about her children. Zainab gave a fiery sermon in the court of Ibn Ziyad, not once mentioning her children. A mother, those of you who are parents, especially mothers, they'll know what I'm talking about. A mother seeing her two boys slaughtered and not so much as mention them. She then went to Sham and she gave another fiery sermon in which she humiliated Yazid. She talked about none other than Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Not a mention of her two boys. Why is that? Because, first of all, as far as Zainab is concerned, the greatest tragedy of all is that of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. They say that when Zainab was born, she cried and wouldn't stop crying. Rasulullah took her and she continued to cry. Amirul Mu'mineen held his beloved daughter, his sweetheart Zainab, and she wouldn't stop crying. Fatima Zahra held her, embraced her, she wouldn't stop, until they gave her to her brother Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. That is when Zainab stopped crying. In other words, Zainab is saying, Hussein and only Hussein is the one who gives me solace. Which is why some have said that she even made a condition in her marriage contract to Abdullah ibn Ja'far. Her husband was also her cousin, the son of Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, Abdullah. Some have suggested that she made added a clause to the contract saying that even though you're my husband, even though I need your permission to leave the house, even though all of these things, but I wish to be able to see my brother Hussein every single day. And he agreed to it. Wherever Hussein goes, I go with him. Wherever he lives, I live right next door to him. The relationship between Zainab and Hussein was such that as far as she was concerned, the whole world could be sacrificed for a hair on the head of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, including her two boys, which is why on the day of Ashura, she prepares these two boys to go and fight. They must not be older than perhaps 9, 10, or 11 years old, as per historical accounts that are available to us. May my life be ransomed for the one who needed the help of little boys to go and fight in his defense. Ya Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. She prepares them. A mother puts the armor. Maybe the helmet was too small, just like Qasim ibn al-Hasan, who didn't even wear a helmet. He simply wore a quarter of the turban of Imam al-Hussein, his uncle. How it happened, we don't know. What we do know is that when Imam al-Hussein was found on the day of Ashura saying, Ala hal min nasirin yansuruna liwajhillah, Ala hal min dhabbin yadubbu an haram Rasulillah. Is there no helper to help us? Is there no one with a trace of faith to defend the women of Rasulullah? Children came out of their tents saying, Labbayka ya Amma. Here we are at your service, at your beck and call, oh Uncle Hussein. These two were among those who came to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Imam al-Hussein said, no, take them back. Their father isn't even here. How could they go fight? They're but children. They said, it was our mother and our father who offered us as sacrifices on this day. They were then granted permission. They went to the battlefield. They fought and fought bravely until they were killed. Some say that Lady Zainab never came out when Abu Abdullah brought the bodies back, as he did with all of the other martyrs. He went, he got them, he came back to the tent carrying the bodies of Aun and Muhammad. But Zainab was nowhere to be seen. All the other women came out wailing and crying, trying to offer condolences to Zainab, but Zainab didn't come out. Some have said perhaps the reason that Zainab didn't come out was that she couldn't bear the look on the face of Abu Abdullah. She didn't want to see Imam al-Hussein embarrassed for having her two boys killed on the battlefield, which is why we have no children, no lineage from Lady Zainab alayhi salam, because just like Muslim, just like Aqil, just like all of these members of the Ahlul Bayt, their lineage was severed on the day of Ashura. All the children were killed. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. العلي العظيم إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون اللهم العان أول ظالم ظلم حق محمد وآل محمد وآخر تابع له على ذلك اللهم العن العصابة التي جاهدت الحسين وشايعت وبايعت وتابعت على قتله اللهم العنهم جميعا.